Okay, you guys, here's the video for going through the proofs. See what you can do, okay? I'm going to go kind of quick. You stop and pause when you need to. So in this one, I see, I'm going to mark down what is directly stated. So I'm using the hash marks from F to G. That segment is congruent to start to end, G to H. I know that because it's given in the diagram and you've got hash marks. Okay? Then I've got the curves, which mean angles are congruent. When I name the angle, I name it from start to end. I'm going to walk it and talk it. F to G to I. The middle letter always has to be the vertex. That's my angle. F, G, I. Again, the middle letter is the vertex. Then I'm going to go ahead and walk and talk my second angle, which this curve, it points to the sides. So I'm going to start with the side. I to G to H. Okay? So I've got angle I to G to H. As long as the G is in the middle, you could switch the H and the I. Same thing here. I know these angles are congruent. Again, it's given, and I've got the curves. That gives me one pair of sides, one pair of angles. Now I got to look at the picture. Every time I do these, I have to have 3 pieces of information. And on this one, I see that I have this shared side from G to I. It's a side that the 2 triangles share. If I split them up, I've got these 2 triangles. They both share this side right here. So this side's congruent to itself. Side GI, or segment GI, is congruent to segment GI. And that's another side. So I'm going from a side to an angle to a side. Start over here. These triangles are flipped. Okay, left to right reflection. H to G to I. Okay, so I've got enough information. This is side angle side. This is my shared side. That's a Lipinski word, not the real word. The real word is reflexive property. Okay, so I've got triangle FGI. I have to make sure the corresponding parts align. So F matches with H, G corresponds to G, and I corresponds to I. Okay, and the reason for this is side angle side, and that's because this is the included angle. It would not work if it were side angle. Okay, next picture. I'm going to mark again the stuff that's with the hashes. So I've got side NO, 1 hash. So we're doing the 1 hash mark side, 1 hash mark side. Start to end, start to end. Then I'm going to do the other. This time I'm doing the 2 hash marks. Now this is a reflection that goes over, right? Up to down, up to down. Okay? The O reflects on the Q. It just flips, like folds over. So I've got segment OP is congruent to segment QP. Why do I know this? It's given, and I've got the hash marks. Okay, I have to have 3 pairs of information. Right now I only have 2 pairs of sides, but I could see there is the shared side. Oh, you guys, I got something fun. It's not like super fun. There's a little owl to make us wise while we work. Okay, and then the third side, sorry, Allie, N to P. Okay, and that's a shared side. I'm just going to write reflexive property. Okay, the 2 triangles that are congruent, I've got triangle NOP is congruent to triangle NQP. Notice I corresponded the matching sides, right? They match up. N goes to N, O matches with Q, P with P. And the reason for this is all three sides. Side, side, side. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, now same thing. This one we're going across, but also flipping up and down. Notice this one's a little trickier when we start naming them. So I'm going to go B to C matches with start to end. C to E. We're naming these endpoints of the segments. So B to C, start to end, matches up with C to E, start to end. That's given. We've got the hash marks. Now, when I name angle B, there is only one angle here. There's only one angle. Angle E, there's only one angle. Because there's only one angle, I can be more efficient and just say angle B is congruent to angle E. That one is also given in the diagram because it has a curves. So it gives me a pair of sides, pair of angles. Now, I got to have three things. We know we have to have three things. So I can look at this angle here and this angle here. Okay? You guys know this, right? I couldn't get my yardsticks out, but I can get out toothpicks, right? We got vertical angles. Oh, come on. Okay, vertical angles, right? You can make them big, small, vertical angles. You guys know this. You have to remember vertical angles. They are opposite angles formed, and they're always congruent to each other, okay? So that's this angle with this angle. So this time, I can't say angle C is congruent to angle C. I have more than one angle at this vertex. So I got to walk it and talk it. So you start off the angle. You can't start with the vertex. You start off it. Angle B, C, A is congruent to, because C has to be the vertex, B to C, the turning point, A, the vertex, D, C, E. And why is that? Vertical angles. Vertical angles congruent. Okay, and that gives you a pair of angles. Now when you look at this, I'm going to mark it with two curves. Okay, I've got angle. This side is called the included side because both angles sit on this side. Both angles are adjacent to this side. It is the side between the two angles. Same thing here. Angle, side, angle. This is a side between the two angles. Both angles sit on it. Both angles are adjacent to it. So don't go by this, because this order isn't necessarily, how you came up with this isn't necessarily going to be the order that they're written in the picture or that they're true in the picture. So this reason for this is angle, side angle. Now I'm going to start with angle B, go to C and A. This one's a little trickier. Now sometimes I tell you guys to write under it so it's easier to see. Angle B is a one curve. So what does angle B have to match up with on the right side triangle over on this side, right? One curve has to match up with one curve, which is E. So if I start at B and go to C to A, I start at E, I'm going to have to go C to D. Okay, those are the two triangles congruent. My reason's angle, side angle. Okay, let's do this. This one I have no sides marked, but I have this angle congruent to this angle. We're going to have to do just like I was telling you. There's more than one angle at that vertex. So we're going, oh, I forgot little Ollie. So when we do it, we have to use three letters to name it. So this angle is called angle TSU. Angle TSU, okay? Is congruent to angle. Now, let me get my pink one. This one I'm going to go R, right? Because I'm coming up R to S to U. That names this angle. Angle RSU. Why? Because it's given in the diagram. I've got the curves. Okay? Do the same logic down here. I've got this angle and this angle, right? This angle goes from here to here to here. Okay, more than one angle at vertex U, so I have to use 3 letters, S-U-R. Okay, and then when I look this one, I'm going to go, the ends of the curves are the sides of the angle, right? This angle right here. Okay, so in this one, I'm going from T to U to S. Okay, and again, given, and I've got the curves on the diagram. So it gives me a pair of angles. 2 pairs of angles so far. So I got to have a pair of sides, right? And then you look and you go, oh, there's a shared side right here, right? Shared side. If I split these 2 triangles, I've got this triangle and this triangle, right? They share this side right here. This is the side they share, so it has to be congruent. So start to the end of that segment. Segment SU is congruent to segment SU, and that is a reflexive property. Okay, so it's a side. Now do not write angle, angle, side without checking first. Is that what I have? It's not what I have, because I've got this angle. You can't see it. I got too messed up. You've got this angle here, congruent to this angle. You got this side, angle, angle. This is the included side. It is adjacent to both angles. Angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. The reason is angle, side, angle. I'm going to say triangle SRU. What does angle S match up? Okay, we got one curve to one curve. Matches up with S. S goes to R, S goes to T. U. Okay, first page. Oh, no. Okay, there you go. I hope you guys got that. I'm going to flip her over. Okay. See what I got. Pair of angles, another pair of angles. Now, let's do J first, right? These are easier ones. There's only one angle at each of those each vertex, so we could just do that letter. What was that? A J and an L. Given, you got the curves, right? Now I've got angle M, and I've got angle K down here with that curve. So there's more than one angle at angle M at that vertex, so I've got to say J to M. M has to be the vertex in the center, K. Same thing, we're going to name this one down here, M to K to L. Okay, and these triangles have the shared side. They both share this side, KM. So side KM is congruent to side KM. It gives me angle, angle, side. Again, let's look at it first. Make sure this is the right order, because I don't know. I just wrote them down. So I've got angle here, this angle here, and this angle here. I'm saying if it were the included side, it would have to be the side that both angles are adjacent to. It would have to be this side. Included angle would have to be this side. If it were the included one, it would have to be that side. That's the included side. This is not the included side. So it is not angle, side, angle. This would be angle, just like walk it and keep going in the constant motion. Angle, angle, side. Start with the angle. No, let's start with the angle at the end of it. Angle, angle, side. This is a non-included side. Write down the 2 triangles that are congruent. J, K, M. J is a 2 curve, so we're going to start with L. I went J, let's look what I did, J to K to M. So J has to match up with L, because they both have 2 curves. This M has to match up with K because they both have one curve, right? So when I go, I'm going J to K to M, J to K to M. So I'm going to go L to M to K. Okay. Next one, number 6. You guys look, I hope you're like pausing it and just using me to help you check it. Because the whole idea is you got to do a bunch of these on your test. Right? We've got that, and we've got a side. So mark down your 2 angles and mark down your 2 sides. I'll do sides first. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's an N. Right? N. Okay, N to O, start to end, start to end, N to Q. We're given with the hash marks. Okay, and I've got this angle, and I'm going from O to N to P. That angle. If I'm going O to N to P, I'm going Q to N to P. Okay, it's given, and it's got the curves. Now you've also got the shared side, right? In this triangle, the top is just flipped over, right? We're just going from the top, flip down, top triangle, and flip it over. It reflects over NP, okay? So I gotta say NP, that side, is congruent to itself. And again, that's a shared side reflexive property. Okay, the reason on this, look what we got. Okay, if you need to draw them separate, draw them separate. Do what you need to do to make sure you understand. Usually it only takes a couple seconds to do the extra work and then you get it right. So in this one, if I go ahead and scribble the 2 sides, that is the included angle. It's the angle where the 2 sides intersect. It's the angle formed by the 2 sides. So this is side angle side. I've got triangle NQP is congruent to triangle NOP. Okay? This one we're doing, oh, you know I love it, vertical angles. Okay? Remember, look for the vertical angles. In pictures, you're looking for vertical angles, shared side, perpendicular signs, parallel signs, right? So these are the ones, crisscross. The opposite angles are always congruent. Those are your vertical angles. So, well, I'll do that. Let's write what we have first. Okay, put down the 2 sides are congruent to each other. Angle BAC. Oh, we don't even have to. We could just say angle A, you guys. There's only one angle there. Only one angle. Just say angle A. Keep it simple. Angle A is congruent to angle D. You could write hash marks. You could write curves. I'm just going to put given because it's directly stated. Now, yes, this is in the diagram that the vertical angles are congruent, but it's not stated. You'd have to know something to know that. Okay? So because of that, there's the X. I know these angles are congruent to each other. Now, because there's more than one angle, I have to use more than one letter. B to C to A. D to C to E. Okay? And this is vertical angles are congruent. Now, let's look. I've got angle, angle, side. This is not the side between them. So it's angle, angle, side. Same thing here. They have to be the same for both triangles. Angle, angle, side. Again, it is not the included side. It's a non-included side. So this one is angle, angle, side. Let's start. I'm going to go A, C, B. So if I start with A, I'm going to start with D. Then I'm going to go C. Because the reason I said A to, because they each have one curve. So angle A and D match up. So that's a good starting place when you name them. So I'm going to go A goes with D, and then D to C to E. Once you get the starting point, the other two are usually easy. Okay, number 8. Okay, I have no sides, but I'm given 2 angles directly. So on both of these, I got to use 3 letters. So I'm going to do the first one. This angle is congruent to this angle. I know because of the 2 curves, right? So angle FGI is congruent to angle HGI. And that's given, and you got the curves. Then I'm going to work with these 2 down here. Oops, sorry. This one and this one. Okay? Again, there's more than one angle at vertex I, so I have to use 3 letters. GIF is congruent to angle GIH. And that, again, is given, and you've got the curves. And I go, you always have to have at least one side, okay? And that one side is going to be the shared side, which is side GI. It's a shared side between the 2 triangles. If I split it up, this side is a shared side for the 2 of them. So it has to be the same length. That's a reflexive property. Segment GI is congruent to segment GI, reflexive property. So I've got 2 angles, right? Here, I've got 2 angles and 1 side. Is this the side between the angles? Well, I've got angle, right? And the side and an angle. I've got angle, a side, and an angle. Yes, this is the side. The side is between the 2 angles. So this is angle, side, angle. Let's go triangle GIH. I'll put that on the right since it's on the right. That's kind of weird I did that. So if I go GIF, okay, so G matches up with G, F matches up with H, and the I's match up. Okay? This one is just like, yeah, that's it. We'll do it. Let's just do it. Let's name the sides. Okay, let's do the 1 hash marks. Start to end, start to end. We'll do the 2 hash marks. Start to end, start to end. It's given, and you know it by the hash marks. The hash marks are telling you the parts that are congruent. In this case, the 2 pairs of sides are congruent. And then you look, and you got the shared side. Oh, I forgot my, guys. I forgot to put my little Ollie back with us to keep us smart. Woohoo! Okay, KM. Reflexive property, shared side. So this one's a nice one. These are, I don't know, I think those are a little bit easier. So it's side, side, side. I'm going to go, let's go, I'm going to go through the 1 hash mark and then hit the 3 hash mark. What do you say? J, is that a K to M? JKM? Okay, so I'm going J to K to M. So I'm going from a 1 hash mark side to a 3. So I'm going to go J and L match up, L to M to K. That part, look at it, you guys, and think. Okay? So I have to have J, K has to match up with ML, J, K, ML, K, M, K, M, K, M, K, M, J, M, and K, L. J to M, K to L. We did okay. Okay. Last one, we're halfway there then, okay? I've got angle to angle. Let's write that out. We got to use 3 letters, right? O, N, P. So I'm going O to N to P, so I'm going Q to N to P. That angle is congruent to an angle. And it's because it's marked, it's got the curves. It's given. The big thing is that you've got the word given on there. It's told to you. It's in the picture. And then you've got these double curves over here, which means these two angles are congruent. So I've got angle OPN is congruent to angle QPN. Okay, again, 3 letters, right? It's given. You've got the curves. And then I've got the shared side, because you always have to have at least one side. And I've got side NP. So that segment is congruent to that segment. Now the question is it angle side or is it angle side angle? And when you look at that, you've got the angle, the side, and the angle. Both of these angles sit on the side. For the top triangle, bottom triangle, the same thing. Both of these angles sit on the side. They're adjacent to the side. That side's between the two angles, so it's angle side angle. Okay? Okay, let's go triangle ONP. So that would match up with QNP. Okay, almost there. Whew. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, I could see, before we do this one, I can see we got an issue, so I'm not going to go through all of it. We're going to look at this one first, okay? I'm going to draw the triangles on the side to show you why. Some of you will not need to do this. Some of you will need to do this. Okay, you've got the shared side right here. I'm going to scribble it. So I know that's congruent. I've got the sides marked, which are these sides. Okay, if I'm going to use two sides, my options are side, angle, side, 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 side. And that's all I got. Okay? Oh, I've got angle, side, angle. But if I'm talking mostly about sides here, I know it's not angle, side, angle, because I only have one pair of congruent angles, and I don't have parallel lines to look for alternate interior, and I don't have vertical angles. This one's gone. It can't be side, 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 because I only have 2 pairs of sides. I've got this pair of sides, right? These that I have highlighted, that's one pair of them. And then I have the shared side right here from K to M. So it's not that. So is it side, angle, side? Now when I highlighted the 2 sides, in order for it to be the angle, side, angle, side, if it's going to be side, angle, side, it has to be the included angle where the 2 sides meet. That's why I had you scribble this. It has to be the angle where the 2 sides meet. Okay, it is not. In this top triangle, it's this outside angle. Okay, it's a non-included angle. Down here, it's a non-included angle. This is angle side, side, which we're not allowed to do. Okay, because that gives you an option of 2 triangles. So just no angle side, side. So this one is not congruent. They could be congruent, but we don't know for sure that they are. This one I am not going to go through all of. You can do this one. You've got this side to this side here to this side here, and then you've got the shared side. It's going to be side, side, side. Take your time when you write the matchup of the triangles. On number 13, look, you've got this side and this side congruent. That's one pair of sides. You've got this side congruent to this side. That's a second pair of sides. Then you've got this shared pair of sides. Again, this one will be side, side, side. These are congruent. Okay? Let me see something. Hold on. Okay. When I look at number 14, okay, this one, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, I've got side BC is congruent to side CE. Why do I know? It's given with the hash marks. I've got A to C has 2, and then C to D has 2 hash marks, so that means that those 2 segments are congruent. Again, that's given. Now you go, what's the angles? Well, the angles are vertical angles, right? Right here, you guys can see the vertical angles. Okay, we're going to use the angles in the triangle. Those are my 2 angles that are congruent. So I've got angle BCA is congruent to angle DCE. Why do I know? Vertical angle is congruent. Okay, so when I look at this one, okay, I covered that up, sorry. I've got side, this is the included angle, side, this is the included angle. So when I do this one, you've got sides, this is the included angle on both of them, right? This angle here is the included angle, so this one is side, angle, side, okay? And I've got triangle, let's go, triangle CBA. C over here has to match up with C, but I'm going through a 1 hash mark. C to B goes through a 1 hash mark side, so I'm going to go C to E to D, because I want to go through the 1 hash mark, C, E, D. Okay. Number 13, let's look before we do it, because this one's the same. Okay, I've got a pair of angles, and 1 pair of sides. Do I have one that has, so it's either going to be angle, side, angle, or it's going to be angle, angle, side. That's what I've got on this. So let's go and see what we got. Angle F and angle H are congruent. There's only 1 angle at each vertex, so that one's nice. Okay, for the angle on the top, there's more than 1 angle, so I have to use 3 letters. So I'm going to say angle F to G to I is congruent to angle H to G to I. In both of these, it's given. We've got the curves. Okay? Last thing is the shared side right here. I marked it. That wasn't there originally. I marked it. So G to I is congruent. That segment is congruent to itself because of reflexive property. It's a shared side. Okay? So on this one, when I look at this, I've got these 2 triangles, right? I've got this angle and this pair of angles. If it were the included side, it would have to be the side that's adjacent to both angles, the side that both angles touch, the side that both angles sit on. Okay, it's between the 2 angles. I did not give you that side. You're given a non-included side, so it's not the included side, it's a non-included side. So I'm going to write angle, angle, side. So let's go triangle FGI with HGI, because the F and H have to match up. Their corresponding angles. Okay. Number 16, I can see I've got a shared side here. I've got a pair of angles, a pair of angles. So it's going to be the same thing, either angle, side, angle, or angle, angle, side. I've got 2 angles and a side, 2 angles and a side. Okay, angle O is congruent to angle Q. And then we'll go ahead, when I name this angle and this one, I've got to use 3 letters because there's more than 1 angle at that vertex. So I'm going angle ONP is congruent to angle QNP. Okay, this is given. You got the curves given. You've got the curves. Now we're going to go ahead and do the shared side, which is side NP is shared between both of them, right? and that is a reflexive property. Okay? So let's look at it. You've got the two triangles. Some of you guys don't have to redraw it. I'm just doing that to help you see it. If you don't need to, do what you got to do. Okay? If it were the included side, it would be the side that both angles touch. Okay? And it is not because we're given this side. So that means it's angle, start, and just keep going. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. It's a non-included side. So I'm going to go triangle ONP. Has to go with triangle QNP. Okay? We'll flip, get it over, get it done. Okay, hard one this time. Okay, I've got this segment is congruent to this segment, and we know the shared one. Okay, let's do the shared quick. They didn't need to mark that for us, okay, because we already knew that. It's marked or it's reflexive. I don't know. If you want to put it's congruent because it's given, you could do that. I wouldn't count you wrong because it does have the hash marks. Segment PQ, segment SR. You've got 2 hash marks here and 2 here. Mark those down. Okay, that again is given. And you've got the hash marks. Now here's the hard part. Let's talk about this. Okay, right here. Parallel lines. We've got this transversal. Okay, and they help you by putting a 1 and 2 here. Do you see it? So you see the Z, that's your alternate interior angles. So here's parallel line, right? Okay, parallel line. That line is parallel to this line down here, right? Okay, you guys all see it? And then this is your transversal, right here. There's your transversal, okay? You guys got the idea, right? And you can see the Z, and you can see angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Okay? Angle 1 and angle 2 were alternate interior angles. We haven't done that for a while. This one's nice. We don't have to use 3 letters because they gave us a number on the inside of the vertex. Because the number's on the inside of the vertex, we know that we could use a number for the name of the angle. So I'm going to say angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, and that's because parallel lines make congruent alternate interior angles. Okay, you're right, the box isn't big enough. Okay, now you've got a side. Look at what you got. We've got 2 sides and an angle. So if it's angle side side, can't do it. If it's side angle side, so that it's the included angle, then we can do it. So I've got a side, they intersect here, so yes, that's the included angle. On the bottom triangle, I've got the side, and yes, they intersect here, so it's the included angle. So you've got the pink triangle on the bottom, right, with the darker colored in triangle on the top. And yes, both of them are the same. They're both side angle sides, so we can state that they're congruent. I'm going to go RP. I'm going to start with the angle that I know. And I'm doing the bottom triangle first, the pink one. R to P to S. Since I'm starting with R, I'm going to start with P here because they each have one curve. P to R to Q. Take your time. You pause it. You think about what I did. I went R, P, S, P, R, Q. Okay? Over here. Oh, because I'm on the tablecloth. It's getting, sorry. Okay, I've got the 2 pairs of sides. Write her down. given with the hash marks. And I've got side PL, congruent to itself, shared side. Okay, now I've got this angle is 90, this angle is 90, right? A right angle, this is a right angle, they're each 90 degrees. Really, if we were writing out every step, we'd write that they're right angles, and the right angles are 90 and they equal each other. We're just going to keep it simple. We're just going to say angle NPL is congruent to angle MPL. They both equal 90 degrees. Okay, they equal each other because they're both 90 degrees. That's a pair of angles. So is it angle side side, which is not possible to determine congruent triangles, or is it side angle side? Side angle side. Which one is it? So I got to look and go, okay, they're giving me a side and this side. Yep, it's the included angle. On this one, it has to be the same. I've got a side and a side. Yep, it's the included angle. So I know it's side angle side. I'm going to go NPL is congruent to MPL. Okay. Almost there, you guys. Okay. Before we do number 19, I want to look at it. Because I could look at this and see I've got something going on here. Look at it for a second. Okay. Take the two sides. If you got two sides, it's either going to be side angle side or it's going to be angle side side, which I can't do. It has to be the included angle in order to have two sides and one angle. So if I go two sides, is this the intersection? No. But then you guys might go, well, this one is the intersection of the two sides. Yes, it is. But it has to be the same for the both. This one has side angle side, this one does not. So this is no. They're not congruent. I mean, they could be, but I can't say they are with that information. This triangle's cool looking. Looks like a rocket. Okay. Okay, we've got the same thing going on. We've got a pair of angles, and we've got this shared side. Okay, angle S and U, we could use just one letter because there's only one angle at each vertex. It's given, it's marked with the curves. Okay, I've got down here these two different angles, right? But there's more than one angle at vertex T, so I've got to use three letters. Angle STR is congruent to angle UTR. Okay? And again, given, you've got the curves. You cannot do angle, angle. You cannot do angle, 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 right? You always have to have at least one side, and I do see a shared side, and that shared side is from R to T. Right? I've got this top triangle, and I've got this bottom triangle. They both share that side. So from R to T, beginning to end of the segment. You name it by the end points. Okay, that gives you angle, angle, side. Remember, you check, is it an included side or no? So you've got this angle, these angles. If it were the included side, it'd have to be the side adjacent to both angles, the side that both angles sit on, and it is not angle, side, angle. It is not the side adjacent to both, between both angles. Instead, this is angle, angle, side. Start in one place and just walk it and say it. You could see it. You're going from an angle to an angle, then you hit the side. Going from an angle to an angle, then you get the side. So this is angle, angle, side. I'm going to say triangle STR is congruent to triangle UTR. Okay. Then here, almost done. Let's name the sides. You guys write it down. Write down the angles that are congruent, right? Angle EAL is congruent. I went E to A to L. Now I'm going to go P to L to A. And those are given. You got the curves. Then you've also got the shared side. Beginning to end, A to L. Reflexive property, shared side. So in this one, when you scribble the two triangles, I'll split it up. I've got this side, those pairs of sides. This is my shared side. Is it the included angle? So I can scribble it and go, and okay, it would have to be where the two sides intersect. And yes, that angle is this angle. Where the two sides intersect, yes. Okay, so this is, it's either got to be angle, angle side, or angle, side, angle. In this case, it's angle, side, angle. So I'm going to go A, E, L. Notice I started with one curve and went down the one hash side. A, E, L. So I'm going to go L, P, A. A to E to L to P to A. My E and P's match up. We did good. Okay, last one. Woo! Oh, man, I keep forgetting him. Sorry. Okay, let's do our angles T and E are congruent. There's only one angle at each one, so that's nice. Given with the curves. I've got this angle O, angle S, but I have to use more letters. E, O, S. So I'm going E to O to S, so let's go T to S to O. And you guys, as long as the S is the vertex, right, you could switch. You could say OST, it doesn't matter, but the O has to be the vertex here, and the S has to be the vertex on this. This is given, you got the curves. That gives us a pair of angles. Okay, then we've got the shared side, right? Shared side, OS. Okay, reflexive property. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead, that's a side. And this time, if you wanted to, you could redraw them. Okay, I've got this angle, this angle. I've got this angle with this angle. So if it were the included side, it would have to be the side that touches both. And it is not, because we're talking about this side. So it is not angle, side, angle. So it has to be angle, angle, side. Okay, I'm going to say TSO, triangle TSO, two curves to one curve, T to S to O, E to O to S. Okay, that's it. You guys did good. Good luck on your test, okay? I hope you take time and study. Make sure your cheat sheet's updated so you're ready to go. Bye.